Good morning, everyone, and welcome to Sunday Morning Coffee with Lisa. I'm Spiritual Coach Lisa Hop. It is Sunday, December 10th, 2023. Thank you so much for joining me today. If you're new to this podcast, please be sure to check out my website at lisahop.com. I'm also on Instagram under Spiritual Coach Lisa Hop, and I'm on Facebook under Lisa M. Hop, Spiritual Coach and Medium. And for those of you coming back every week, thank you. If you love this podcast at the end, please be sure to like, subscribe, and share. I would appreciate it so very much. And happy holidays to everyone. We're in the season of the holidays, whether it's Christmas, Hanukkah. And I hope you're doing well. I hope you're in the present moment. I hope you're noticing the colors. I hope you're celebrating. It's a time of year of warmth and celebration, and hopefully not too many stresses and anxieties. So speaking of that, today's topic is breaking the ancestral cycle. And I'm going to tell you what I mean by that, of course. This time of year can be very stressful for us and into the new year, because we tend to spend more money this time of year. We tend to have more obligations. We are often with people that we normally wouldn't be with throughout the year. Family, perhaps, and having to deal with relationships with family in a way, and just navigating everything in the best way we can, in a peaceful way. It's also a time of year, of course, where we miss those who are not on earth and have to navigate those feelings. So it can be a very challenging time. But what I mean about breaking the ancestral cycle goes back to the feelings we can have no matter how successful we are, no matter this time of year, no matter how much money that we have to spend or don't have. Underlying within us is the programming that was brought to us, not just from our mother or father, but from our grandparents, from our great-grandparents, from our ancestors, from those who lived perhaps 100 years ago or 150 years ago, going through our line of this present incarnation. And I know that a lot of us are not consciously aware of how much our ancestral ties impact us. It's part of our programming. We're just living our life on autopilot, thinking that we are judging our financial state by a dollar sign, not realizing that we're actually being impacted by all the feelings brought to us, all the beliefs, all the perceptions, all the talk that was given to us when we were too young to even respond, when we were too young to even talk. And that's really the most powerful impact we live with. It doesn't matter how much you make. It doesn't matter how many degrees you have. It doesn't matter how successful you are in any way. Whether you have a successful marriage, a successful partnership, a successful business. It doesn't matter if you are a millionaire or a billionaire, or if you don't know how you're going to pay your mortgage this month. It doesn't matter. When you look at that, what does matter is your beliefs and your perceptions, what you're taught. And if you can work on that, if you can tackle that, you won't have a fear in the world. You won't. So I want to make this more clear if I've lost you, and I hope I haven't. I think we've all seen, if we turn on our news or read anything about the wealthiest people in this world. There are wealthy people that no matter how wealthy they are, do not feel love, do not feel loved. And they're always trying to talk about how wealthy they are and how big their property is, how much they own. And that's all because love was not brought to them. And so they define themselves by their material life. And it all, the end of the day, comes down to, I want to be loved. And they also will oftentimes do their best to try to hold on to what they have, no matter what that means, no matter what they have to do. Because if they lose it, they lose a sense of value for themselves. They lose that, they've lost all hope of having love. They are defined within themselves by what they have. And so sometimes the richest among us are the poorest. But I often see and hear about how money shouldn't matter. And it's about experiences and how rich you are with your family and your relationships. And yes, that's very true. But, heaven doesn't mind us being wealthy. We have infinite connection to all wealth. All you have to do is ask and be open to receiving, and it is yours. It is in the Bible. Ask and ye shall receive. But we're often taught that we shouldn't be greedy, that we shouldn't be, we're taught a misleading story about the eye of the needle, and how we might not get into heaven if we focus on material life. Well, you keep heaven from you and the joy of it here on earth when you focus on achieving stuff rather than being in the present moment and enjoying love and life and feeling gratitude and feeling blessings. You keep heaven from you. Heaven doesn't keep you from it. It never can. It never will. We lose out when we focus on having in that way, and it's an emptiness. The Beatles once sang a song, wrote a song, Can't Buy Me Love. It's very true. People buy and buy and buy. And then at the end of the day, they feel empty. And I don't mean this time of year. I mean there are people in life that feel they have to purchase a friendship, purchase a loyalty, purchase love. And they don't have to. All giving should always be unconditional. And it should be from a place of joy and gratitude and giddiness. Not because you're trying to purchase love, purchase relationship, purchase what you feel you don't have. And it's at every level of wealth status. It's not just a billionaire. It's not just a millionaire. It can be someone today doesn't know how they're going to pay for what they're purchasing, but they want to purchase love. Now it's different. Don't misunderstand me. When you enjoy giving, when you want to give your child that special gift, I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about when you measure your own worth by purchasing for another, by purchasing a relationship with them, by buying them. And maybe you know someone who does that. I know I have in my life. And it's not the quality that we want. It's not the quality they deserve of life. Everyone should give, always, unconditionally, and from a place of gratitude and joy, and I love doing this, and it's fun. Not giving with an invoice. So if you've ever found yourself in that place of giving and internally writing that invoice, watch it. Don't do it. Because you'll end up feeling emptiness, lack of joy, lack of happiness. And if you know someone who does that, send them energetically that joy, that happiness, and yes, that love. It's very important. Now back to our ancestral cycle. Why do people in this world feel that they have to do that? That they have to focus more on that material giving, the material receiving, and then the fear of losing it all, no matter how successful they are. Two reasons. One, at some point in their life, before probably they were even able to talk, someone told them they were not enough, or that they came from a family that was not enough. You have to be more important. You don't measure up. Perhaps they were abandoned in some way, and they've come to understand they're not enough. Perhaps they had to take care of a loved one when they were still a child. Mother a mother, father a father. Perhaps they watched, perhaps you have watched, loved ones fight over money. And the fear, perhaps, and this, the great author Leo Buscaglia, who wrote so much about love, he would have a father that would come home and he would get laid off from his job and they would have a big feast because they knew that pretty soon they would have no food. They would be without. But he decided to break that ancestral cycle and turn it into love. To write books about love, rather than to live in fear of the food running out or the money running out. But he lived in that cycle. He lived in that cycle of the parent coming home and having the announcement, having the big feast, and then living on cabbage food, cabbage soup, until the father was able to be gainfully employed again. Tony Robbins, great life coach, very blunt, salty mouth, tells a great story about a stepfather who refused help on Thanksgiving when he was not gainfully employed. And someone wanted to pay for the family's Thanksgiving dinner, and the stepfather did not want to receive the gift and kept shutting the door on the delivery driver, not even the one that was paying for it, the delivery driver of this turkey, of this great feast. And he easily in his life could live in fear from an alcoholic mother who kept giving him stepfathers. And food running out. He could have let that define him, but instead what he did is that he broke the ancestral cycle by deciding that he would make sure another 11-year-old child would have enough food at Thanksgiving, enough food at the holidays. And he has helped to feed millions of children. That's how you break it. You do what you don't want done to another. You break what you saw done to you. You act with inspiration. Now, how does it get applied to you when you are living in fear, when you are successful like a billionaire, and you live in fear that's being taken away, or you're successful like an upper middle class person, like an entrepreneur? Doesn't matter. When you know you have enough, but you still are in fear, what do you do? It's very important to use tools that will help you. Self-hypnosis, techniques where you talk to yourself, and you can have your eyes open. See what you're thinking. Be conscious. Live consciously. If you have enough and you're in fear, that's an underlying belief. That's something that was given to you. It's not your intuition. That's not your higher self. That is somebody else's fear that you are living with. And so you don't have to make it your own. You shouldn't make it your own. So do that work and ask yourself, is this a delusion, or is this reality? I bet you it's a delusion. It is. Because remember, you are tied to infinite wealth, and also you are successful. If there is no reason to have fear, then it's illusion and delusion talking. Now, I believe strongly in self-talk. It's like, okay, I know where that's coming from. That was brought to me. It doesn't have to be mine. So that's where you start with the I ams. Every person, every successful spiritual millionaire entrepreneur uses affirmations. I am wealthy. I am prosperous. I am abundant. I am successful. I am happy. You don't have to say them out loud. Just say them within your thoughts. I love to say them when I'm driving. I love to say them in the shower. Neville Goddard had a mirror technique where you look in a mirror and congratulate yourself for your success in the morning. And that can be very hard if we're humble, right? But it's powerful. Congratulations on your wealth. Congratulations on your health. Congratulations on your cure. Congratulations on your loving relationships. Whoa. And then I love to see people congratulating me, not just me congratulating me. I like to hear them talking in the distance. I can't believe she did it. Wow. I don't understand it. She's come so far. It's actually, if you're one, it can be work. You have to work around your barriers with it. Your belief system, your, thoughts of false humility. It's a very powerful technique. And you do it really first thing in the morning when you wake up. And probably is best to do every time you're using a bathroom where there's a mirror. Or anytime you go by a mirror. Stop and look and go, woohoo! Congratulations. You can break this cycle of what was brought to you and what you're living with. Do you know there are people from traditions, Irish, Italians, I'm sure others, just using examples. They live off of the belief system of their ancestors of the 1800s, of the 1700s, of the 1600s. Slavery, poverty, they still have that current in them of survival. And they hang on to it very strong for security. But do they have to? Do they have to? No. It's just embedded in them, passed down from one generation to the other. You know, we have belief system passed down to us where money doesn't grow on trees. It literally does. Right? It's a mindset. It's a mindset passed down, and we just accept it. Don't accept beliefs because you heard them. And because you heard them from a grandmother or anyone that maybe you even respect and love, it doesn't mean it's the truth. Do you want it to be the truth for you? If you don't, it's changeable. And I would say most, if not all, of our beliefs are not based on fact. So it's very important not to make them your own if they hold you back from feeling free, from feeling prosperous, from feeling the success that you have earned. So go at it. See when you have a thought or you say something that flips out of your mouth, because we just let it flip out of our mouth, don't we? Is that what you really want to say? It comes down to simply, people sometimes will say, I can't afford to do that. Well, you just asked for it, that you can't afford to do that. Is that what you want to say? But it'll flip out of our mouth. Grab it, reverse it, change it. Talk only according to the life that you want. Do not talk about the life that you see with your naked eyes that you have. Because you'll keep having it if you're not entirely pleased with it. But let's go back to what if you are entirely pleased with it, but you have a fear of losing it. That's from your past. That is not your present reality. That is abandonment. That is fear. That is the loss that you saw, experienced. It's a loss that happened to another, or it's a loss that happened to you. But it does not have to be your present reality. It is not supposed to be your present reality. You always have access to enough, and you always are enough, more than enough. Here's another way to break the cycle. Get into the moment and feel the gratitude of what you have. And you can start simple. You have a car, most likely. Even if it is dented up, even if it has 100,000 miles, even if you're not sure how it's going to start up tomorrow, you have it. Maybe you have a newer car with heated seats. You get in there and you really take a moment to feel it. But you have to discipline with it. All right, you can't, it's got to be in when you get in it in the morning, or whenever you get in it to go somewhere. You take just a few moments to just feel the gratitude. Well it up. I am so lucky. I right now have this. The roof over your head. A dog, a grandchild. But you have to be in the moment, focusing just on that. And if you do that, fear goes away. Fear of everything goes away. And say thank you, thank you, thank you when you pray. And test this out. I've recently tested this out and it's working. I love it. Ask for something and Ask for it with gratitude of receiving it. If you want to ask for a new car, for instance, just as an example, get all the specifics going. This is what color it is. This is what it feels like inside. This is what it smells like inside. And then say thank you for it. And do it 3 times a day, morning, noon, and night. Or mid-afternoon. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I just tested it with something. And it's coming. It's showing. It's here. It's arriving. But you have to be willing to do that. And even if you can't feel the gratitude that you want to be able to feel, just saying thank you is work on it, is helping, is getting into that current. But the more you can feel gratitude for what you haven't seen already, the faster it's going to arrive. Thank you for my beach home. Oh, do you know how many times I see people posting about what they don't have and what they wish they had? When you notice what you don't have and what you wish for what you want, it stays back from you. Proclaim it. Declare it. Thank you for my beach home. Thank you for my love. Thank you for my healthy friend. Because you can do that for others. And also, this time of year especially, be grateful for the traditions passed down to you. Whether it be baking cookies, or a ritual, a celebration. Perhaps it's a wonderful memory of a Hanukkah celebration that you remember as a child. Really get into gratitude of that. Perhaps it's a Christmas Eve party. So many of my peers or classmates, we were talking the other day about the memory of the parents hosting the Christmas Eve party. And it stays with you. And it's it's so funny to me, like the things that stay with you. It's the food that was served. You know, and now I myself want to serve some of that food. And it's so simple. It's like there's got to be chips and dip because that's what I remember. Because that was special. You didn't get chips and dip every day, you know, but you got it on Christmas Eve. You saw it served. And so get into the gratitude of that. I know that sounds, especially if you're on a diet or something, but it's not about the food. It's about the memory. Get into the gratitude of those memories, but be disciplined. Be disciplined. And you don't even have to serve it. Just be grateful for the memory of the memory of it. The memory of it. Gratitude for sun. Gratitude for rain. Especially if you're in a drought area. Gratitude for surviving challenges. Gratitude for help surviving challenges. It's a positive mindset of gratitude. Now, within this gratitude is faith. Faith that no matter what, because this is truth, this is a knowing, not a belief, no matter what, you're going to be okay. Do you know how many, you've seen it. Martha Stewart, it happened to her. She had an unfortunate moment and she had to go to prison. She comes back better than ever. She's in her 80s now, looking younger. She's wealthy. She came back. Why? Because she had a positive mindset, positive manifestation. She did not let life knock her down. She believed in herself. She's a comeback story. Those with gratitude, those with a positive manifestational mindset will always be okay. Even if they lose it all, they'll come back better than ever. And they may lose it all again, but they come back better than ever. You'll always be okay. You'll always get through it. The storm clouds will always break. The sun will always come. That cycle will always happen. You are a success story. So have the faith of knowing that, because that's the truth. And think about it. You have survived everything you've been through so far. You came through it. When it was the hardest, you still successfully came through it. That will happen however much you need it, however much you request it. Because you're so powerful. Because it's your birthright to come through it. And when it's the hardest, you get the most help. So, keep that faith. Know that when you have fear, it's an illusion. Because there's nothing that ever really backs it up. Get in that state of just looking at the simple things around you. Be grateful for the coffee in the morning. Be grateful for the fact you woke up. And I don't mean that in a condescending way. Life can bring challenges, but if you can keep it like that, where you wake up like, thank you. I wake up every day, thank you for the gift of this new day. Do that. No matter what time you wake up. Grateful for the job, even if you don't like it. It's there for you right now. Grateful for the possibilities. Grateful for the opportunities. And if you can't well it up with the feeling of gratitude, just keep saying thank you. Because the word thank you is so powerful. It's literally prayer, and the faith that prayer is answered. All prayers should begin and end with thank you. Thank you, it's done. It's done. Thank you for my wealth. Thank you for my health. And do it throughout your day, but at least 3 times a day. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Thank you for this lesson. Thank you for this challenge. Thank you for showing me this information. When people, by the way, let us down, and they can because they're human, I always say, it's informational. And I go to work on healing within myself. Any disappointment, any sadness, or any other emotions. Thank you, thank you, thank you for exposing that to me. Do that in this world, whether it be personal or work-related. Say thank you, and you will see things shift. You will see things shift in that you will feel less fear, but you will also see more blessings. And forgive. And let go. And know there was a reason. And understand that when you have fear of hardship, that yes, it may be from earlier in your life, but it also could be from a great-great-great-grandmother that didn't have enough food. You make your own life. You are in charge. You are the author. Write the best story possible. Do it, and then as you're writing, and when you're finished, at the end of any day, at the end of any week, as you go through your life, continue to say with as much gratitude as you can, thank you, thank you, thank you. And if you really want to be something, as someone is challenging you, just say thank you out loud to them. They won't know what to do with it. They don't know. You've helped me out. Thank you for being you. That's a smart-ass move. But it's powerful. It's powerful. Thank you so much for joining me today. I hope this helped. I hope you connected. Thank you through this holiday season and into the new year, because we have a new year coming. 12 more months of creation. You're writing that story today. You have a blank slate. Get those colors going. Get that paintbrush out. So powerful. Let me know what you think about it. And be sure to check out my website, because I'm going to be offering new things, and new events are coming up, and most appointments are available by Zoom and telephone. If you're not in my area, lisahop.com. Please be sure to subscribe, and share here on YouTube, Facebook, business page, Lisa M. Hop, Spiritual Coach and Medium, Instagram, Spiritual Coach and Medium, Spiritual Coach Lisa Hop. I'm going to be, I keep saying this, but it's true, doing more content on Instagram. So join me for my journey. I would love to join yours on your journey. Until next time, have a wonderful day, a wonderful week, and many blessings.